America first. You better believe it. It's time. It's time, right?
Another campaign promise by the president, protecting American workers and jobs threatened by skilled immigrants. The new executive order aimed at doing both. Helping four-legged friends find forever homes. The plan from Sacramento to make pet stores help rescued animals.
Jim will tell you he has a disease, meaning he can't stop building.
Laying the foundation for building and a behind-the-scenes tour of this work of art. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. San Diego activist Hugo Castro has been found alive. He was missing in Mexico for more than 4 days after pleading for help on Facebook Live.
En serio que fui amenazado, me quieren matar.
According to KPBS Fronteras reporter Jean Guerrero, Castro said criminals were pursuing him.
Mexican investigators would only say Castro was found alive and that they'd be sharing more details soon. He disappeared on his way to help refugees on behalf of the San Diego advocacy group Border Angels. Founder Enrique Morones says he was delighted to learn Castro was still alive.
There's been so many people helping us. The U.S. government, the Mexican government, organizations, individuals, and we really want to thank everybody because it takes a team effort. And he is so loved by so many people, and I'm sure that positive energy and all the help from so many people played a key role.
Morones says he doesn't have any details regarding the circumstances of Castro's recovery, but he did tell me that Castro is currently in Mexico City with his partner, Gaba Cortez. She was meeting with Mexican investigators to discuss the case this morning, right before he was found. A few days before Castro disappeared, KPBS ran a story about his work providing food and other essentials to Haitian migrants in Mexico. People close to Castro say he had received multiple death threats recently for his work to protect Haitian migrants. In Mexico, drug cartels regularly profit off of migrants. They kidnap hundreds of them each month for human trafficking or ransom. Many of the Haitians have relatives in Florida. More than 10,000 people are missing in Mexico. According to some estimates, only about 1% of those who go missing are ever found. Jean Guerrero, KPBS News.
For updates on the case, go to kpbs.org. Today, attorneys for the first known dreamer to be deported under the Trump administration filed suit in San Diego. The lawsuit alleges U.S. immigration officials failed to provide any legal explanation for sending the 23-year-old to Mexico. He's been living in the U.S. since he was 9 years old, and attorneys say he was deported after he was unable to provide a border agent with an ID. President Donald Trump signed an executive order today that could tighten the rules for technology companies looking to bring highly skilled foreign workers to the country. The order targets the H-1B visa program, which the White House says undercuts American workers by bringing in large numbers of cheaper foreign workers, driving down wages.
Right now, H-1B visas are awarded in a totally random lottery. And that's wrong. Instead, they should be given to the most skilled and highest paid applicants, and they should never, ever be used to replace Americans. No one can compete.
The tech industry has argued the H-1B program is needed because it encourages students to stay in the country after getting high-tech degrees, and companies can't always find enough American workers with the skills they need. The San Diego business community is keeping an open mind to President Trump's executive order. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen has more.
Trump isn't placing any harsh new restrictions on work visas, at least not yet. His executive order calls for a study on how the government could reform its H-1B visa program. A number of local companies, including Qualcomm and the Salk Institute, rely on H-1B visas to fill jobs. Paula Avila of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce says studying the issue is a good thing, but
if the policy recommendations are to limit the program, restrict the visas, that could be very damaging for our companies. But we don't, until that's released, it's very hard to make assumptions.
As a candidate, Trump talked about ending the H-1B visa program altogether. That appears less likely now, and any substantial change to the program would require an act of Congress. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
A former U.S. Attorney Laura Duffy and District Attorney Bonnie Dummanis exchanged text and phone calls touching on the trial of a Mexican billionaire. This even though Duffy was recused from the case and Dummanis was a witness in the trial. Defense lawyers are now using the communications to renew their request for information on why Duffy was recused. KPBS investigative reporter Amita Sharma has more.
Documents reveal last June, District Attorney Dummanis texted then U.S. Attorney Duffy about the selection of one of the prosecutors in the case against Azano to fill an open magistrate judge position. In the text, Dummanis asked Duffy, "Was magistrate position yours?" Duffy responded, "Yep, ugh." Then Dummanis asked, "On the big case, will he finish?" Duffy replied, "Call me right quick, can you?" According to an August email from the prosecution to the defense, in the subsequent phone conversation, Duffy said she understood the prosecutor was going to ask for permission to take the bench after the Azano trial was concluded. KPBS reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Federal prosecutor Phil Halpern, who notified the defense about the communications, declined to comment. Meanwhile, a spokeswoman for District Attorney Bonnie Dummanis says, quote, "There was nothing inappropriate, improper, or unethical about the communication between the District Attorney and then U.S. Attorney." But Arthur Margolis, a Los Angeles ethics lawyer, calls the communications between the two prosecutors inappropriate.
That was information relevant to the case that should not have been disclosed, and also it raises the question of why did Duffy have that information? Being recused, she shouldn't have even had that information.
Margolis also questioned why the conversation was moved to the phone.
It appears that what they're attempting to do is to communicate in a way that there will be no record of it. It seems to indicate some kind of a guilty state of mind or being very careful about what might be said or thought about their communication. It's very suspicious.
During that same conversation, again, according to the prosecution, Duffy also said she did not know what was going on in the case because she was recused. Dummanis said she understood the recusal and would not ask any more questions about the substance of the case. She said in her earlier text messages she only wanted to learn if the trial would be continued because she was hoping that wouldn't happen. And in that phone chat outlined in the email from August, Duffy also relayed she had learned that a local reporter had inquired whether Dummanis had been tipped off about search warrants in the Azano case and called the FBI and told them she would comply with any records request. Reporting from the federal courthouse in downtown San Diego, Amita Sharma, KPBS News.
Today, national city officials celebrated an affordable housing project years in the making. KPBS reporter Eric Anderson has the story.
The Paradise Creek development changed a contaminated urban plot of land into a community of affordable housing.
What's most important here is that it was the community that drove that change.
Carolina Martinez works with the Environmental Health Coalition. The group pushed efforts to clean up underground contamination and turn this old industrial plot of land into an affordable housing complex. She says the homes are near the trolley stop and residents will soon be able to enjoy a 4-acre park along Paradise Creek.
We're transforming the community from the ground up, literally from the ground up, changing the ground with the community and transforming it into homes, into healthy homes.
National City has plenty of demand for these homes. City officials got 3,000 applications for the affordable rental units. Related California's John Whitty says the project was a collaborative effort that stretched over years.
Today we see the bricks and mortar, which is a great thing, but this is really community development.
Most of the affordable homes have already been built, but another 90, phase 2, are being constructed just across the road. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
California may be too lax with how it handles disabled parking permits, so says the state auditor. A new report finds California gives parking permits to people who don't provide enough medical information to prove they need one. It also says the DMV has not canceled permits for 35,000 people who are most likely dead. Lawmakers requested the audit last year. The DMV says it agrees with the findings and it's taking steps to fix its oversight. It's tax day, and Californians' tax returns are pouring into the state income tax office by the millions. Today is the biggest payday of the year for the state's general fund. Envelopes whiz through sorting machines, and state employees organize the papers inside. But tax officials say for those expecting a refund, the fastest and easiest way is to file online.
If you e-filed and requested direct deposit, generally your refund should arrive within 2 weeks. If you filed old school using paper, it can take up to a month. So it's really an advertisement to go ahead and e-file. You really want to try to do that if you can.
Taxpayers filing by mail have until 12 o'clock tonight to get their envelopes postmarked to avoid penalties. And there's one place in the region offering extended hours. That's the Margaret L. Sellers Processing and Distribution Center located on Rancho Carmel Drive. That location is open until midnight. A new hospital is opening in Kearney Mesa this month. Kaiser Permanente's newest medical center is focused on the latest technology. There are interactive screens where patients can have video visits with doctors in other locations and electronic boards outside patients' rooms that help doctors and nurses by displaying vital information directly from the patient's medical record.
There's icons here, and these all mean something to our clinicians. The general public may not know what they are, but this one indicates, you can kind of see it's a fall risk. This patient can't have anything to eat, and then there's other icons on particular types of isolation that might be needed to go into this patient room. So at a glance, the clinician can see this information.
Kaiser's new medical center costs $850 million. They'll begin taking new patients April 25th. State lawmakers want to help rescued animals find a place to call home. They introduced a bill that would stop pet shops from accepting animals from professional breeders. This would make room for pets from shelters and rescue organizations. Advocates say it would lower the number of animals that are put to death. Opponents argue it limits consumers.
It really takes away consumer choice by mandating that pet stores must sell unregulated sources of animals while banning the regulated and law-abiding breeders. We feel that is completely unfair.
About 1,200 animals are euthanized in shelters every day in California due to overcrowding. This week is the perfect time to hit up the beach. Erin Calandra explains why.
Well, we had just a beautiful day today, a bit breezy at times, but warm temperatures and plenty of sunshine. We do have a system to the north of us. It's bringing some wet weather to our friends to the north in Fresno, just above Los Angeles. It's not going to reach us, but behind that system, we do have a cold front that's going to swoop through our area tonight. That's not going to drop our temperatures, and it's not going to bring us any rain, but it is going to bring us plenty of clouds, and you're going to see that move into the region tonight. Your overnight low temperature will be 62 degrees, and it's going to be like that across the region. Plenty of cloud coverage. Borrego Springs, a low of 60. Mount Laguna, 43. Alpine, 50. Ramona, 51. Poway, 57. Chula Vista, 60 degrees. And in Oceanside, a nice cool 54 degrees for their overnight low. So we have a high pressure system over the the Pacific right now. This on Saturday is going to move on to the coast, and it's going to bring us lots of warm air. It's going to be less windy, and it's going to be beautiful and comfortable for our weekend. And we could even see temperatures along the coast nearing 80 degrees. So looking at your 5-day forecast, we have plenty of sunshine for your Thursday, 72 degrees. By Friday, plenty of sunshine, very warm, 81 degrees. Gets a bit warmer for your Saturday, 82 degrees with plenty of sunshine. So a great weekend to maybe hit the beach or at least do something outside. Inland, it's going to be a bit warmer. We're talking 90s for your Friday and Saturday with lots of sunshine. The lows are going to be mild as well, 53 degrees for your low temperature. In the mountains, it's a bit cooler, 66 degrees, but plenty of sunshine on Thursday. By Friday, we're up to 70, and by Saturday, 74 degrees, sunny and warm, a gorgeous day again to get outside. Maybe with the kiddos, go on a walk or a bike ride. In the deserts, it's going to be hot, 93 degrees and sunny on Thursday. Friday, 95 degrees, so very warm. And look at this temperature for Saturday. We're talking nearly 100 degrees, and by Sunday, we do reach 100 degrees. So if you're in the deserts, make sure you're drinking plenty of water and put on that sunblock. Maybe avoid some of that sunshine altogether. For KPBS News, I'm Erin Calandra.
Coming up later this month, fans of the artist and architect James Hubbell can go on a tour of some of his work in San Diego and Tijuana. And then in June, they can visit his property near Julian, which is filled with examples of his design. KPBS reporter Clara Tragesser got a sneak peek of the space.
Welcome to Elan Layal. This is the home of James and Ann Hubbell.
When I arrive at the home of architect James Hubbell,
So this is the very first building that Jim and Ann built.
I'm greeted by Marianne Gertis, the director of his foundation.
We connect people, nature, and art.
We're standing on a remote property near Julian.
Come on in.
That Hubbell has slowly filled with his creative designs over the last 60 years.
What I tell people about the architecture here is you really see a progression of Jim as an artist.
Gertis takes us on a tour of the property, which starts with a small home Hubbell built with his wife Ann when they were first married in 1958.
Jim and Ann built this one building at a time. They never borrowed any money to do the building here. They only built as they had a need for something and as they could afford to. So what that has given us is this wonderful encapsulament of his progression as an artist.
That progression keeps some similar themes.
People often ask me, what style is Jim Hubbell?
The 9 buildings are all made with natural materials.
Is he organic? Is he modern?
And have lots of rounded corners and arches.
Is he contemporary? I think he's all of those things.
So much so that visitors have compared the property to hobbit houses in Lord of the Rings.
I just tell people he's Hubbell-esque because, and they know exactly what I mean when I say that.
I just like to build.
The 85-year-old is still an active designer, working with his students and visiting artists to create his work.
I couldn't do everything by myself.
He's famous for his mosaics and stained glass, and often draws a design that others then create.
I like trying to explain it to people what we're doing.
Right now, Hubbell's team is getting ready for their big annual event.
Ordinary people can come and see it.
Each June, he opens his home to the public.
They're very grateful and they're really nice about it.
So anyone who wants to can pay $50 or $30 for students to take a tour of the grounds.
I hope the building can be used to make the world better. And particularly I hope we can use it for people to talk to each other that don't necessarily like each other.
Helping people talk to each other is more important now than ever, he says.
This is all the new construction that's been happening.
This year's open house will also bring the unveiling of a brand new building that houses Hubbell's foundation. Called Elan Layal, it was started in 1982.
There are no bad days at Elan Layal, there really aren't.
As the director, Gertis says the foundation found new purpose after the 2003 Cedar Fire, which destroyed much of the Hubbell property.
The rebuilding after the fire there was only possible because the community stepped forward and donated close to $300,000 to the Hubbells to put all this back.
When the donations were made, the property was also transitioned to the nonprofit.
They realized this place had meaning for the community. It was more than just their home and their family's home. It had become a beloved place for a lot of people.
Ilan Leal now owns and maintains the space, while Hubbell and his wife live on site as artists in residence.
To watch Jim create, what a gift to all of us around him to see how does he do these things? How does he build a building? So he's continuing to add art, and I'm sure will go on for years to come.
Hubbell's art has also spread across the county and even the world. At the end of April, the foundation will lead a tour of some of his work in Mexico.
So imagine when you're 14 or 15 and Dad throws you the keys to this house.
Gertis ends our tour with the so-called boys' house.
The light changes, the light moves all the time, which is really what makes this such a special space.
A separate building Hubbell built for his 4 sons. They're all grown and gone now, but left behind a stone building with a winding staircase and intricate stained glass and sculptures.
Jim will tell you he has a disease, meaning he can't stop building.
Once again in June, visitors to the Hubbell property can see what that disease has produced in the past year.
The art speaks for itself. You don't need me to tell you how beautiful it is.
Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.
From the provocative to the thought-provoking, NPR's Going There series covers timely issues. Now, the public discussion is heading to San Diego for Going There Beyond Borders, taking on living in a border city as immigration issues heat up. NPR's Michelle Martin offers us a preview. Michelle Martin, thank you for joining us. Can you tell us about the Going There series?
Oh, Ebony, thanks so much for having me on. Yes, over the past 3 years that, I've been traveling around the country having live conversations in different cities and towns where we talk about issues that are of national interest, but where people have what I would call lived experience and local expertise. Like, for example, we went to Fort Collins, Colorado and talked about water rights. We went to Dallas and we talked about the ethics of football. We went to New York and we talked about diversity in theater. So we've been having these conversations. People really enjoy them, and we're really excited to come to San Diego to talk about an issue that I know is like an everyday conversation there, which has become a national conversation, which is immigration and what it means to have a border.
So, of course, it's important to have this conversation, but why now?
Well, I think that if you are a person who follows the news, that immigration, the cross-border relationships, that is a daily conversation. I think it was perhaps a daily conversation along the border for probably before you and I were even thinking about being thought of or being in journalism. But now this has become not just a national concern, but a global concern. Like all over the world, people are on the move, and people are talking about what it means to have a border. What is the essence of nationhood? What does it mean to have a free flow of people across the border? Is a border even, some people argue that borders aren't even really necessary, where other people argue that defending the borders is fundamental to a sense of nationhood. So it was certainly very much a part of the presidential campaign that was recently concluded. It is certainly a central part of the administration of Donald Trump, and I really can't think of a better time to have this conversation. We could have had it last year, but certainly I think it's very timely now.
And for our viewers at home, what can they expect if they were to attend? What types of voices will be represented?
Well, one of the things that we pride ourselves on with these events, and as I said, this is our 3rd season doing them, is that we present a range of voices, ideas, and profiles. Like, for example, we will be visiting with, or part of the panel will be a person who does business across the border, who crosses the border daily, and he has offices on both sides of the border, and he'll talk about what that means and what that's like, and he'll talk about his personal experience. We'll talk with a border agent, for example, somebody who's been working as a border agent for 2 decades now and who has a very interesting personal story himself. We'll talk about, obviously we're going to talk with people with immigrant backgrounds, and we'll also talk with journalists who have been covering these issues. I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation. We pride ourselves not just on a diversity of profiles and demographics, but a diversity of ideas and experiences. We also have a simultaneous social media conversation that's been a part of every one of these experiences, so you can participate even if you can't go, although we do hope that if you're in San Diego, you will come out. We will be on Twitter, we will be on Facebook, it will be live streamed. So however you kind of participate in events, you will find a way to participate. And I do want to mention that the social media conversation will be held in both English and Spanish.
And we're looking forward to it. NPR's Michelle Martin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you'd like to take part in the Going There Beyond Borders discussion happening in San Diego on May 2nd at 7 p.m. at the Jacobs Center for Neighborhood Innovation, go to nprpresents.org for ticket information. California could soon have its own prehistoric state symbol. A bill to name a state dinosaur has passed the Assembly and now heads to the Senate. This is Augustenlophus Morsai's Twitter page. It's a vegetarian duckbill dinosaur. California would become just the 9th state to have an official dinosaur. In 1973, they named the saber-toothed cat the official state fossil. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.